county final day in the Senior Football Championship, and what a mouth-watering clash we have. Clonmel Commercials, Kilsheelan-Kilcash. Paul Carroll, good evening to you.
I'd say we'll call it afternoon at this stage. We won't quite say evening yet, but
when is evening time? After 3 or 4? Or what are we going for? Sure, it'll be dark in an hour. So I'm going to evening time.
Well, the lights are on here anyway.
But then it's evening.
In FBD Semple Stadium. But we're here ready to rock for the county senior football final. Clonmel Commercials against Kilsheelan-Kilcash. It is a historic day. It's the first time meeting of these two teams in a county senior football final. Clonmel Commercials looking to break the record and try and win a 22nd ever O'Dwyer Cup. For Kilsheelan-Kilcash, they go in search of a 5th ever title, and if they were to win today, it would be a first title since 1972. So it has been a while. Most of these players have never played a game here for Kilsheelan in Semple Stadium. For Clonmel Commercials, quite the opposite. A 7th county senior football final in a row, and they're looking for they're playing in an 8th in the last 10 years. So huge experience on this Clonmel Commercials team, albeit quite a youthful Clonmel Commercials team as well. But I'm joined in the commentary box by Anthony Shelly, and Anthony, set up to be a really good game. The weather is stead nice, which is an important thing too. The pitch is looking brilliant, and we're pretty much all set for a great game here.
Yeah, and really looking forward to this, Paul. County final football there, county final day in any sport is always a special day, and as you say, it's nice and fine out there. You might get a few little light showers as the game goes on, but the pitch, it looks like the fairway's in Augusta at the moment. I haven't seen it looking as well for a long time. Kilsheelan, as you say, are going for their first title since 1972. I've been kind of fancying them to get this far all year, and they've delivered it nearly at every juncture along the way this year. So they come in here with a real chance. But I mean, they are up against a phenomenal club in Clonmel Commercials. They go 7 in a row, but this particular team themselves are fairly inexperienced. A lot of young lads in there. That would be my worry for Commercials in this, that maybe they're too young, but they still come in here as probably strong favourites to take the title. Yeah,
you look at the Commercials team and you think, a lot of experienced players, but then when you actually look at it, there's only 3 lads over the age of 30, and that's Kevin Fahey, Seamus Kendi and Michael Quinlivan. So still a very, very young team for Clonmel Commercials. For Kilsheelan, I think there's just 2 players over the age of 30, so they're a very young team as well. But the experience is certainly in favour of Clonmel Commercials. All the things that go around county final day, the walking behind the Sean Tracy pipe band, that is just about to take place over on the far side of the field. We're in the old stand here above the tunnel, and over on the far side of the field they start the parade behind the Sean Tracy pipe band. And Anthony, this is all part of county final day, and these are the things you're kind of saying when a club hasn't experienced a big county final day like this, that this is all new for the Kilsheelan players. For the Clonmel Commercials lads, there's those players 7 times in the last 7 years doing this.
Yeah, we in Jacob Brackers would have experienced something like this in 2019. We hadn't been in the county finals since the 60s, I think, and we had the bunting up around the town. We were doing fundraisers, we were getting new gear. Everywhere you went, people were wishing you luck, and I think on the day, while Commercials obviously were strong favourites to win that, but on the day I think it did affect our performance. That I think we might have played the game during the week rather than on the day. And Kilsheelan, they arrived late onto the pitch here, didn't come out till about 20 to 3 to do their warm-up. They looked very, very relaxed in it. The Commercials warm-up was a lot more intense, and I don't know what you can read into that. Sometimes I think the warm-ups are probably overrated, and we read too much into it, but certainly the Commercials warm-up was a lot more intense than the Kilsheelan one. Interestingly, from both teams, just looking at it, none of them had a go at the 2-pointers in the warm-ups. Although throughout the championship, Kilsheelan have kicked a lot more, nearly double the amount of 2-pointers than Clonmel have. I think I had it at 11.5. I think you had it at 10.6, whatever. But
give or take.
But I think that could be huge if Kilsheelan are to get over the line today. I think 2 things need to happen. They will need to keep that scoreboard ticking with 2-pointers. And funny enough, in 1972, when they won the county final, all 6 forwards scored that day, and they may need that to happen again today.
Yeah, you certainly think they'll need to a couple of 2-pointers, maybe a couple of green flags, but that is certainly easier said than done against this Clonmel Commercials team. In their 5 championship games to date, just 1 goal conceded, and that was against Mull Rovers. Paddy O'Keefe, the lone goal scorer against Clonmel Commercials this year in the county championship. And if you go back, it's 8 straight county championship games without conceding a goal for Clonmel Commercials in knockout football. Mull Rovers on the 1st of September last year was the last time they conceded a goal other than that Mull Rovers game earlier this year. So they've had really stout defence, and I suppose led there at the back by goalkeeper Shane Ryan and Anthony Shane. Of course, you would have worked an awful lot with Shane this year, being goalkeeping coach. Of course, the late great Philly Ryan looking down on this game. It's a difficult day for everyone in that Commercials team walking behind this band now, but just a quick word on Shane Ryan and the difficult few weeks he's had, no doubt.
Yeah, it's been hugely difficult. I can imagine last night, Philly would have been sitting down at the kitchen table with Shane, kicking nearly every ball, every scenario that could possibly happen today. And I'm sure there was a big void in Shane's life last night, getting ready for this game without his rock to consult with. So hugely emotional day for the Ryans. I was a good friend with Philly, and we miss him every day of the week, and it's really hard. Like today, for example, I probably would have been for an hour on the phone with him.
Yeah.
Talking about this match and how we think it'll go. So it's in days like this that you really miss him. The days that you know that you would have been in contact with him and having a bit of a laugh and having a bit of a crack. But I suppose our loss, as I've said before, compares nothing to the loss of Anna, Amy, Shane, and Katie. And our heart goes out to them.
Yeah, and even, lovely words there, Anthony. And even walking into the stadium myself today, when all the Commercials players kind of ran through after doing their warm-up out in Dr. Morris Park, you're nearly expecting to see Philly
see him in the group,
in the group somewhere. So everyone in Tipperary football still dealing with that loss as best they can, but no more so than, as Anthony said, the Ryan family, and our thoughts are with them. But we're just about ready to go. We have the parade done. The players are just having a quick little kick around before we have the national anthem. I can tell you there's one change on both teams, just one change in total, I should say. It is Ross Peters. Okay, we're going to have a 10-minute delay here, so we have a 10-minute delay. I think, Anthony, you might have broken some news when we came in that there was a big hold-up in the Thurles town on the way in, so perhaps that is might be the problem there. Yeah,
I got a text there from David Power the way in that there was a big traffic jam. I presume it's out by the golf course or the lights there at Little on the way in. The 10 minutes late, probably you'll see the teams maybe go off the field now because of that. Commercials certainly look to be heading towards the dressing room. It's been very late being announced the parade has taken place.
Yeah.
And now the teams are going in off the pitch. Surely, we knew half an hour ago there was a traffic jam there.
Yeah, I think actually we just got word that there's been an incident in the stand over on the far side of the field. So we do see some medics over there in the front row dealing with a situation over there. So hopefully, hopefully nothing too serious at all. But referee in charge is Shawnee Lonergan, Mull Rovers man, and he's still in the middle of the field. So obviously this is a difficult situation for whoever's involved, and we obviously are thinking of them, but for the players on the field and presuming that everything is okay over there, it doesn't seem to be too much panic over there or anything at the minute, but it's difficult for the players now. Or sometimes these things, as a player, you nearly just want to get the game started and things like that, but maybe something like this, you've done the parade now, that's done, the lads can just kick a bit of ball around now, particularly the Kilsheelan lads where this is all new.
Kilsheelan would have been mad to go on. These 10 minutes can be very disruptive and make you even more nervous than you were before.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Hopefully that person over there is in the new stand is okay, as you said. There doesn't look to be a huge amount of panic there. So hopefully maybe they're just taking a little bit of a turn and just need a bit of attention.
Yeah, so as always in Semple Stadium, there's always great services around and medical staff over there. But just in general, Anthony, now that we have a bit of time, we can maybe talk a little bit about what we saw up in Dublin last night at the All-Stars. Of course, speaking about Philly Ryan, Darren McCarthy spoke some really nice words about him, named Young Hurler of the Year. And for your own club, JK Bracken's a really, really proud day to see Andrew Ormond get such high honours.
Yeah, well deserved for Dara. What a young man, and Philly was always so proud proud of him. And when Darragh first got picked on the Tipp team, and I was saying, geez, he's very young, and Philly always said, no matter what happened, Darragh will be okay. Darragh will be okay, and so it proved. But for Andrew from our own club, that's been a result of hard work, particularly this time last year. Andrew was suffering with a bit of a knee injury, and the amount of work that he put in his own. Every time I went down the park in Templemore, Andrew was going into the field, either going into the gym or going in with a bag of slitters, and really put in the hard work. So, his performances on the field were there for everyone to see, right? But it was what people didn't see was the amount of hard work, dedication he put in behind the scenes to get himself in with a chance of getting a starting place in the Tipp team. It came ironically enough because of Darragh sending off against Cork, and my God, when he got the chance, he grabbed it with both hands. Absolutely delighted for Andrew, and huge. It's only our second All-Star in the club, and Cork being the first. So absolutely delighted for Andrew, because nobody has worked harder and nobody deserved it more than he did.
Yeah, it was brilliant to see all those Tipperary players up at the RDS last night. We can tell you we're just 3 minutes away now from the national anthem, so seems all is okay over on the far side. Well, fingers crossed. Anyway, let's run down through the teams. Kilsheelan-Kilcash first. They start with Evan Comerford in goals. Joint captain Cian Quinn wears number 2. Owen Keogh and Jason Madigan in the full back line. Dara Brennan wears 6. Emmett Butler 5, and Billy O'Connor wears number 7. The other joint captain is Mark Stokes. He's in the middle of the field. He wears number 8. He was Tipperary senior football vice captain this year as well, and he partners Billy Murphy in midfield. Tipperary under 20 Tommy O'Connor wears number 10. Micheál Freeney, Tipperary senior footballer, is 11, and a Monaghan native residing in Kilsheelan-Kilcash is number 12, Shane Garland. And in the full forward line, Tipperary under 20 hurler this year, Senan Butler, he wears number 13. The talisman for this Kilsheelan team is Jamie Roach, 418 in the championship for him, and he partners Barry Keogh there in that full forward line, who wears number 15. Freeney and Roach, the two main scorers for this Kilsheelan team this year, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, they're the guys that keep the scoreboard ticking. But I mean, Shane Garland from the Monaghan native, as I said, he's an interesting character. He played minor for Monaghan in goal and was sub-keeper on the Monaghan senior football team for to Rory Beggan for 2 years. He left them because obviously you're never going to get a game when Rory Beggan
unless he goes playing American football.
You're never going to get a game when Rory Beggan's ahead of you. But and then I think work brought him down this direction, and then he came down to Kilsheelan, and like all good goalkeepers, Paul, you know yourself, they all fancied themselves as playing outfield, and he really is a workhorse. I think he might be worth a shot at centre forward at some stage, because he is so direct when he gets the ball and runs at defences. But I presume the reason that two of the reasons that he's wing forward, one is that Micheál Freeney is, you're not going to knock him off the number 11 jersey, but also his work rate. He gets back every single time, and that'll be vital to Kilsheelan today.
Well, here in FBD Semple Stadium on County Senior Football final day, it's time for our own Aveen. Well, we're ready to go here in Thurles for the 2025 County Senior Football Final. Paul Carroll with Anthony Shelly alongside me, and we're ready for Clonmel Commercials against Kilsheelan-Kilcash. And your commentary here on Tipp FM is with thanks to Tipperary County Council. Let's run it down through the Commercials lineup. Shane Ryan starts in goals behind the full back line of Ty Condon, James Morris and Ross Slattery. Seamus Kendi captains the team at number 6 with Kevin Fahey and Cathal Deely either side of him. Darragh O'Connor and Jack Kendi are in midfield. Half forward line, Rory O'Dowd, Shawnee O'Connor and Peter McGarry, and the full forward line shows one change. Joining Michael Quinlivan and Keane Smith is number 27, Ross Peters. And Anthony, when you go down through that Commercials team, the names just roll off the tongue.
They do. I had a look at the panel at 32 from earlier there. In the league this morning, 27 of them have represented Tipp at some level. But Kilsheelan have a fair bit of experience as well. A small club, small parish. 15 of their panel have represented Tipp at some level as well in football. So when you put all that together, it's probably not surprising that you have the two best teams in the county are in the county final.
Well, the county final is underway. It's going to be Commercials playing from left to right, down in towards the town end to our right hand side, and they've won this first throw-in. And on the attack is their captain over on the far side of the field, and breaking through now is Peter McGarry. He's up to the edge of the 14. He's over carried the ball, and it is going to be brought back, and a free out given by referee Shawnee Lonergan, refereeing his fourth county senior final here today. So McGarry just caught in a bit of indecision and then just took a few stutter steps as he was taking his shot.
Yeah, he was probably just on the limit. It might have been a harsh call on the over carry, but when you look like you've changed your mind to go again, the ref generally blows you for it.
Evan Comerford is going to NFL style punt the ball down the field as far as possible, and the target is Micheál Freeney, and Micheál Freeney has somehow taken that ball away from two or three Commercials players, and away goes number 10 on the far side of the field. That is Tommy O'Connor. He's up inside the 45 of Commercials, gives it off now to Senan Butler. And just working around the edge of the arc over on the far side of the field is Barry Keogh, and then it goes now to Mark Stokes. Stokes back to Tommy O'Connor as Kilsheelan look to settle into this game, a first county final appearance since 1981, and we mentioned their last win was 1972. So, and now they've spotted a little run inside. Looks like Senan Butler over there has found a bit of space inside the 14 on the end line. He's going to kick it on his left, and it is going to curl in, and that is a really, really impressive score. And Kilsheelan-Kilcash are up and running with the first score of the game.
A really good score. Somebody from Commercials went to sleep, left Senan in there kind of at the corner flag on his own, and he came in across the line. I thought when he threw it up it was going to be a little bit ambitious from that angle, but a really good score and gets Kilsheelan off the mark.
Just what they would have wanted. Here's the first kick out for Shane Ryan in the Killeen end goals down to our left hand side. Both teams were in their traditional colours, the green and gold of Clonmel Commercials and the blue and gold of Kilsheelan-Kilcash. That kick out was targeted at Michael Quinlivan, but it's broken off him, and it's in the hands of Kilsheelan player in the middle of the field. It's Dar Brennan out to this near side to Billy Murphy, the number 9 on his back in the blue and gold, brings it forward. Little kick pass forward to Billy O'Connor, and he hand passes it forward now to Shane Garland. Our first look at the Monaghan man as he kicks it in field now back into the centre forward position, and it's Senan Butler who just got that brilliant point moments ago. Gives it off now to Stokes. Great runner with the ball with Tipperary. And he brings it forward for Kilsheelan here up to the edge of the arc, cuts inside Ross Peters, and now he's looking to go forward, and he's broken the lines as he tends to do. He's on his left foot on the edge of the 21. He kicks it high, and it has just gone to the left and wide, and that was a real Mark Stokes kind of move. He's just so good going forward with the ball.
Absolutely brilliant from Mark Stokes there. Everything bar the finish. Probably should have put it over at that stage, but if Tommy Morris would be worried. Mark ran about 40 yards there and nobody laid a glove on him. Everybody was trying to mark space and nobody took the man with the ball.
Yeah, he just cut inside Ross Peters and it opened up for him, and here is Ross Peters now as Commercials go short with the kick out, but they've worked it up to the far 45 now. Here's Peter McGarry. It's going to be easy to identify Peter today with the bright pink boots, and he's kicked a lovely ball in field now to Shawnee O'Connor. O'Connor's inside the 14, really difficult angle, and that one is going to just creep wide at the near post from Shawnee O'Connor, but that's Commercials kind of at their best. Quick ball into Shawnee O'Connor. He usually makes teams pay, but in fairness, good defending there. He's pushed out to a difficult angle.
He was pushed wide, but again, they are trying to create that one-on-one inside with Shawnee and get that ball into him. Probably when he got pushed out to the angle, maybe it might have been better off recycling it rather than shooting from that angle.
Kick out going long, and a good battle in the air there between Jack Kendi and Micheál Freeney. Kendi just got a little nudge on the back of Micheál Freeney, and it broke in behind towards the Commercials man, and Commercials have worked it up to Peter McGarry now, edge of the old D, the old arc, and he's put that over the bar. A first score of the game for Clonmel Commercials. It comes from Peter McGarry, member of the Tipperary senior hurling panel this year, but he is a real live wire in the game of football.
Yeah, and has a good few scores on the board already this year. But
that's his 13 points.
That's his 13 point to the championship. He would have been a serious addition to the senior football team this year if he hadn't been, if he hadn't been called into the hurling, and he got his chance with the hurling. A really, really good player.
Yeah, a real flair player in both codes, and this kick out now goes long. So 1 point apiece, 4.5 minutes gone here in Semple Stadium. That ball is deflected off a Kilsheelan handover on that far side of the field, so it's going to be a line ball in for Commercials just inside the 65. Here's McGarry again. He's found space on the edge of the 45. Looks like he was shaping up to shoot. Instead he hand passes it in field now, and it's well taken over there, and it's Shawnee O'Connor with an inch of space. That's too much to be given Shawnee O'Connor. He manages to brush off his man with the right boot over the bar just outside the 21. 5 minutes gone, 2 points to 1, and Shawnee O'Connor, his first score of the game.
Yeah, it's twice as after happening now. I mean, Kilsheelan are trying to defend out around the big arc, and they're leaving a load of space in front of Shawnee O'Connor for that little pop pass, and Commercials have found it twice, and they've scored once with it.
Kick out goes long now from Evan Comerford, former Tipperary goalkeeper. He goes up high. There's a jersey been pulled in the middle of the field by Billy Murphy, well spotted by referee Shawnee Lonergan, so it's going to be a free to Clonmel Commercials. They go quickly. First look at Keane Smith.
There's a one-on-one again on with Shawnee O'Connor. He's keeping the depth in the play, and I think they need to get somebody just sitting in front there.
Yeah, he's got number 3 Owen Keogh on him, and Owen Keogh is trying his best to just stand in front of Shawnee O'Connor while keeping his eye on the play. But outside the 45 is Captain Seamus Kendi. Gets it off to Michael Quinlivan, one of Tipperary's just 3 all-star winners in the game of football, along with Connor Sweeney and Declan Brown. And he brings the ball forward now up to the edge of the 45, just surveying his options, almost orchestrating the other players into certain positions. Here's Jack Kendi. He brings it forward now to the edge of the arc, and here's a nice powerful run by Peter McGarry onto his left boot, kicks it high. Is it going to curl enough? It's high enough, it's long enough, but it is to the left and wide. A second wide for Clonmel, a second wide for Peter McGarry, but his speed is really something that opens it up for everything.
It does. It's a really good start. After the first couple of minutes, a really good Commercials are really getting on top now. Possibly, they've kicked 2 or 3 wides there now that possibly should have went over, but Kilsheelan are going to have to try get their hands on the ball, slow down the game, because Commercials have dominated the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, kick out's gone short now, and Commercials have really pushed up on Kilsheelan, and they've actually done really well to break their way out of that press from Commercials, and Owen Keogh got a hand pass away, but they're still not away, and now they've done so.
Really good play.
It's brave stuff from the Kilsheelan defence now as it opens up in the middle of the field as a result of that, and they get it forward now to Mark Stokes, but a loose hand pass from Billy Murphy has just really sold Mark Stokes down a river, and it's going to be intercepted by Kevin Fahy. And after all that hard work, it's Commercials who win the ball back through Seamus Kendi. He hand passes it short now, and bringing the ball forward is Dara O'Connor, younger brother of Shawnee O'Connor, and bringing it forward now is Quinlivan, and he spots that 1v1, and his ball was targeting Shawnee O'Connor, but it was cut out back there from Emmett Butler, and now Emmett's younger brother Senan is bringing it forward now, up outside the 45. He cuts in field, gets a bit of a shoulder off the ball, or off the ground, I should say. And he's been knocked off the ball is probably what I was trying to say, and eventually the ball is knocked to the ground and it's stuck out on the sideline. It's come off a Clonmel foot. It is going to be a Kilsheelan ball, and they get it underway quickly into the middle of the field as far as Mark Stokes. He sprays the play over in this near side towards number 7 Billy O'Connor, and he has acres of space in front of him to just run at the Clonmel Commercials defence. He's going to stay going. He's bounced it twice. He's looking to try and get a hand pass away, and he does so. And back out it goes to Mark Stokes. He's outside the arc. He might fancy a shot. Instead, he's just going to hold on to possession and play it short. But it seemed like it's going to be a 2-pointer attempt coming here. That one's going to land around the edge of the square, around the edge of the 14. Big Neil Freeney is there. He knocks it down, but only as far as Ross Slattery of Commercials. And away comes Jack Kendi. And a bit of a fragmented attack there. And Billy O'Connor was kind of in uncharted territory, it looked like, because it opened up for him and he kind of was in 3 minds, I'd say, as to what to do.
They had 2 attacks there. In one there, really, Billy O'Connor gave a really loose hand pass to Mark Stokes that turned over the ball. They won it back with a sideline, and then Shane Garland, I think it was, with that effort for the 2-pointer. I'd be all for going for the 2-pointers, but that was really ambitious.
Yeah, it didn't make the 14-yard line. It just kind of off the outside of the right boot, I'd say, and up straight into the air. And it was Ross Peters who had a bit of a snapshot there for Clonmel Commercials that's gone across the face of the goals and well wide. So there's going to be a kick out coming for Kilsheelan down to our right hand side. Evan Comerford with the left boot, Tipperary goalkeeper during the 2020 campaign, the Munster final winning campaign. He's looking for Micheál Freeney, and Freeney has caught that ball. He's under pressure, he's held on the ground. It is going to be a free, and taking it quickly is Billy Murphy. The tap and go as he kicks it into the full forward line now. A nice little touch there from Barry Keogh. looking to take on his man Ross Slattery down the end line, and he is around him now. He needs support. Hand pass across the edge of the square. Goal chance here for Kilsheelan, and they've got a goal through Jamie Roach, his 5th goal of the championship. He's jumping for joy at the Killeen end. 1-1 playing 2 points, 9.5 minutes gone. What a run from Barry Keogh. Opened it all up down the end line, fist across the edge of the square, and a quick catch and finish from Jamie Roach.
Yeah, great goal from Kilsheelan. All set up actually by a brilliant catch from the kick out from Micheál Freeney, under pressure from Jack Kennedy, held on to it. That set Barry Keogh free. The little pass across the goal, and Jamie Roach, all he did was kick it into an empty net. A great well-worked goal from Kilsheelan, and it's game on now.
Yeah, that will give them the confidence that they maybe need coming into this game as the underdog, as the inexperienced of the two teams. And Commercials now just their 2nd goal they've conceded all championship. We mentioned how impenetrable their defence has been so far this year, but that was a lovely run from Barry Keogh down the end line and fist across the edge of the square, where Jamie Roach was able to catch it and just put it under the onrushing goalkeeper Shane Ryan. And a brilliant goal from Kilsheelan-Kilcash. As Commercials, though, they won't panic. They've been here before. And here's Shawnee O'Connor, throws up a lovely dummy, but his shot is blocked by his opposite number, Micheál Freeney. And now Kilsheelan, bit of wind in their sails coming forward through Mark Stokes. We mentioned his running ability. He's going to have to try and take it on Peter McGarry, and he does so. Hand pass it in field now as the blue and gold jersey starts surging forward towards the Killeen end to our left hand side. A lovely kick pass forward is brilliant, finds Shane Garland. He calls the advance mark, and it is going to come back. What a passage of play that was. And I think it was number 5 Emmett Butler with one of the best passes you're likely to see, with the right boot. Flicked it at the outside of the right boot, flicked it forward about 40 metres, and the advance mark called there by Shane Garland.
Yeah, and a brilliant pass, but clever thinking from Shane Garland as well. Like, you know, not enough lads take advantage of that advance mark, and as soon as it came into his breadbasket, he had the hand up to take it. Really good play from Kilsheelan.
And just a worrying sight there for Clonmel Commercials. It's Kevin Fahey down injured. It looks like he's kind of stretching his hamstring, so the physios are in to have a quick look at him, but it's Shane Garland going to take this free now, just inside the 21, left of goals, kicks it high, that needs to curl, it hits the post, and it kisses in off the post, over the bar it goes from Shane Garland, his first score of the game, and 1-2 to 2 points.
No pictures on the scoreboard. And you know, one thing I would be worried if it was Tommy Morrissey. The Commercials, when Kilsheelan break, Commercials are not killing themselves getting back behind the ball.
Yeah.
They're just strolling back, and that would be a real worry. They need to show a little bit more urgency, because Kilsheelan are cutting them up every time they can get hands on ball.
Here's James Morris bringing this ball forward. Gives the hand pass to Kevin Fahey. He's really grown as an athlete in recent years, James Morris. A very fine athlete, bringing the ball forward now. Gets it off to Shawnee O'Connor, and he's continued his run. And here's Keane Smith, lovely left-footed player now as he works towards the centre of the arc. Gets it off to Peter McGarry as Kilsheelan sit inside their 45 now. Just try and plug in the gaps that Commercials are looking to break through. 1-2 playing 2 points. Kilsheelan in the lead. 12.5 minutes gone here in the county senior football final. It's Seamus Kendi, one of 3 Commercials players looking to win an 8th county senior football medal, and he is the captain of the team as he brings it forward now and just kicks it back to James Morris. But very kind of slow attack at the minute for Commercials. They won't panic, but they won't like this kind of attacking either.
No, they need to speed it up. And in fairness to Kilsheelan, they're set up a lot better now. Commercials are always trying to get a bit of depth into their play. Like you've Cathal Deely in there at the edge of the square, but you have Darragh Brennan now sitting back in front of him, so that cuts out that ball. So that all that leaves them the chance to do is just play around the outside and maybe have a go from distance, as Keane Smith will do here.
Oh, Keane Smith, he'll do that all day and all night, just outside the 21. Patient play from Clonmel Commercials, eventually work it to Keane Smith, and with his left boot just right of centre, he puts it over the bar, and it's his first score of the game. And looks like Commercials are preparing a substitution down below us. So 13, nearly 14 minutes gone. It's 3 points for Clonmel Commercials, 1-2 for Kilsheelan-Kilcash, and it looks like it's Kevin Fahey, the end of his day. So very unfortunate for him. It's such an important player for Clonmel Commercials, and it looks like it's number 18, Thomas Charles, who's coming on in his place.
Anytime an experienced player like Kevin Fahey and a good player like Kevin Fahey is going off the field, it's a blow to a team. But Thomas Charles, come on, and what an athlete he is. He'll be up and down that field all day.
And this kick out has gone long from Evan Comerford and is broken down and won in the middle of the field by Michael Quinlivan, and he's set up the attack now, gets it off to Seamus Kendi. Kick pass inside towards Shawnee O'Connor. One bounce into his hand. Now he's looking to take on his man. As the defence comes in around him, he plays it back out the field now, back to where it came from, to Seamus Kendi, and back to Peter McGarry now. Peter McGarry sizing up a 2-pointer from outside the edge of the arc. It's high, it's long, and it's over the bar. The first ever 2-pointer in a county senior football final here in Tipperary goes to Peter McGarry, and just like that, we're level.
Yeah, it's a really good point from Peter McGarry. Once he got the ball, he had nothing else in his head except he had that bit of space, and he had to go, and he was probably nearer to the 45 than he was to the edge of the arc when he kicked it. A really good point. Or 2-pointer. Yeah,
so he's had 2 wides and 2 shots, so no fear in Peter McGarry's play. Scored one of the great county final goals here a few years ago against J.K. Brackens when he went on a huge run down the field. He has that in him as well, but he also has the 2-point kicking ability. And now Kilsheelan have won that kick out. They've won a free from it, and they're bringing the ball forward through Mark Stokes. He gets it off now, and it's going to be a shot from distance coming from Senan Butler. It's high, it's hugging the post, and it's just going to leak to the left of Shane Ryan's post and wide from Senan Butler. But a very quick transition attack.
Really good play again from Kilsheelan. Unlucky that one just stuck wide, but real quick and real direct. And that's if they want to penetrate this Commercials defence. That's exactly what they'll have to keep doing for the rest of the game.
Now we've another player down injured. This time it's Kilsheelan goalkeeper Evan Comerford, and not sure, did he just maybe take an awkward step when he was taking the kick out or something, but he is down lying on the 14-yard line, and he's got his kind of 2 hands over his head and seems to be in a bit of bother. So very unusual. I don't think there was any contact, but he looks, just judging by his body language, he looks to be in a bit of distress.
Yeah, is his knee they're treating there?
Yeah, left knee or something.
Yeah, maybe he just lost his footing. He was kicking out that last ball.
Yeah, he's a left footer as well, so he would have been kicking with the left foot.
Yeah, so there was he hasn't really been involved in perfect kick out, so there was no contact, no anything like that. So and sometimes you nearly prefer if there was a bit of contact. Sometimes you think once you recover from that you'll be able to play on, but when you go down like that, it's all nobody on you. That's always worrying.
It looks like the word has filtered to the Kilsheelan sideline, because they're preparing Conor Grant, the substitute goalkeeper, and it looks like Evan Comerford, he's back up on his feet, and he's just taken a few steps now, but I don't think he's going to be able to continue. He's very, very gingerly walking off the side, and he's been helped now by a physio. So just a terrible way for a county final to go for an experienced player like Evan Comerford.
Yeah, if it looks like it's his left leg is in bother as well, and being a left footer, there's no way he'd be able to continue for kickouts and stuff like that. So huge blow to Kilsheelan, but a huge blow personally to Evan.
Yeah, and he's been replaced now by number 16, Conor Grant, and I've worn that number 16 jersey a lot, Anthony, in my playing days. Coming on in a county final is maybe something you dream of, it depending on the character of the player, but certainly not something you'd be expecting either.
No. I mean, Conor probably thought he was going to have a nice handy day. You don't expect the goalkeeper to get injured, and so this will be a test from. And
I wonder, was he playing in the Junior B last night? Is that Kilsheelan's second team there in the Junior B county semi-final last night? So
could be,
he very well could have been playing in that.
Could have been. No, I don't know. I think he might have played the first. Actually, no. I think he played the first round of the championship. Don't think Evan played the first round of the championship. So
he has a bit of experience.
Yeah. So I think he played the first round of the championship this year.
So Evan Comerford just making his way off with the physio down below us. So hopefully it's not as serious as it looks. He has been able to walk off the field, but very, very gingerly so. So new goalkeeper in there for Kilsheelan is number 16, Conor Grant, and the goalkeeper for Commercials is Shane Ryan, and he pops a kick out to James Morris, and now Seamus Kendi brings it forward. So after all that, it's 18 and a half minutes gone. It's 1-2 for Kilsheelan, 5 points for Clonmel. The goal for Kilsheelan has come from Jamie Roach, but since then it's been a 2-pointer from Peter McGarry and a point from Keane Smith that has levelled things up here in FBD Semple Stadium. Your coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Tipperary County Council. Here's Michael Quinlivan, hand passed it infield to Peter McGarry, who's the real hot hand to start this game. Just outside the edge of the arc now, looking to take his man on, gets it off to Jack Kendi. He has a look at the post with the right boot, kicks it high and kicks it over the bar for his first score of the game. Jack Kendi has put Commercials into the lead, 6 playing 1-2, and in these conditions, no wind whatsoever down there, dry conditions, we're seeing some great kick scores.
Yeah, and like when you've given players like Jack Kendi and Keane Smith a little bit of room to shoot, there's only going to be one result. Interesting now, if I was Commercials, I'd push really hard on this first kick out for him, and it's a fine kick out, to be fair.
It's absolutely bombed it down to the far 65 down on top of Micheál Freeney, but it's broken off him towards Seamus Kendi. Kendi now gets it off to Michael Quinlivan. I suppose that the problem with Kilsheelan is, Anthony, if you try and mark up Shawnee O'Connor and Peter McGarry, you're going to leave Michael Quinlivan and Keane Smith a bit of space, or Jack Kendi, so there's a lot of players you have to try and mark.
Yeah, you know what, you just have to match them up, and you know, not necessarily with your best players, but you know, you can't just leave them there. You know?
So here's Michael Quinlivan now, gets a little bit of a push, and that's enough to warrant a free, according to referee Shawnee Lonergan. So it's just outside the 21, and it's going to be a chance for Shawnee O'Connor after 20 minutes to increase Clonmel Commercials' lead to 2. 6 points playing 1-2.
Michael Quinlivan is beginning to get his hands on a lot of ball now, but from my liking, it's probably getting it too far from goal. I'd like to see him in a little bit closer to goal, but he is beginning to orchestrate and dictate the play from out around the 65 to 45.
So here is Shawnee O'Connor, free from his hands. It's actually just inside the arc, so it's a bit further than we expected, but it's straight over the black spot.
Really good score.
Such a kind of mechanical way of kicking the ball, Shawnee O'Connor. Not much can really go wrong with the technique, and over the bar it goes. So 7 points playing 1-2. Commercials back into the lead, 20 and a half minutes gone. But you would imagine, you know, that loss for Kilsheelan, losing someone like Evan Comerford, it is a bit of a psychological blow to the other players out in the field.
It is. It's a huge blow, and like he must be really in trouble, because you know they've Claire Cummins-Cawley there as their physio. Claire has been around the game a long time, and she doesn't make rash decisions, so he was obviously in trouble and no hope of playing on if Claire said he had to go.
Yeah, and you might have heard me audibly react there to a Cathal Deely catch from a kick out. He just soared through the sky and caught the kick out, but eventually his ball was given away by Commercials in the middle of the field, and a foul on Micheál Freeney. So Kilsheelan have the ball back, and it is through their number 12 Shane Garland over to Dara Brennan, and sprays it over to the far side now towards Emmett Butler. He hand passes it forward now, and bringing it forward is number 10 over there, Tommy O'Connor. He runs into a wall of bodies, and one of them including Ross Peters, and Ross Peters gets a really important hand on that himself, and Rory O'Dowd prevent an attack and just knock it out for a sideline just on the 21 over on the far side of the field. So I'm not sure is anyone ambitious enough to have a crack from this distance.
That's why Ross Peters was picked from the start instead of Ryan Lamb, just to break up play in those situations.
It is going to be a 2-pointer attempt. This is a dangerous ball in around the edge of the square, and it's going to be given, is it, as a square ball? It was Micheál Freeney. In fairness, he was in on top of Shane Ryan, but a lovely kicked pass in there. I think it was from Jamie Roach over on the far side of the field from the sideline ball. He put it right under the black spot. Big Micheál Freeney was there. He got a fist on it, but it wasn't going goal bound. But referee blew the whistle for a square ball. Yeah,
to be fair, I think he might have been in the square before the ball was even kicked. He seemed to be in there a long time.
Oh, lovely ball out from Shane Ryan to Jack Kendi, and now he's released Thomas Charles, the substitution for Kevin Fahey, and he brings it forward now to Quinlivan. Quinlivan on the run, hand passes it in behind. Cathal Deely's in behind the defence. It could be a goal chance here. Has he been fouled? No, says the referee. The ball has come off a hand and gone out for a 45. And Cathal Deely got in around the back of the defence, and he was bearing down on goals from the angle, and then he just lost his footing, and it's going to be a 45 coming now for Clonmel Commercials. But God, that was such an athletic run. Quinlivan spotted the run, and on another day, you don't know, it seemed like he was probably falling and maybe a little bit of a nudge.
Yeah, I think he might have been stumbling or slipping before he got the nudge. So it was one of those, if you're from Commercials, you look for the penalty. From Kilsheelan, you say it was great defending, but I think Shawnee probably got it right on that occasion.
Yeah, there's no huge protest from any of the Commercials players, but here is the 45 to be taken by Jack Kendi. So he's just about a yard. Well, he's on the 45 because it's a 45, but he's just about a couple of yards to the right of the goal. So not the most favourable angle for a right-footed kicker. And it is going to curl just over the bar. Lovely, lovely kicker. The ball is Jack Hendy. He's got his second point of the day. 8 points playing 1-2. And you have to say, Anthony, it's been a really, really good response to the goal from Clonmel Commercials.
It's been really good. And a lot of it was coming down to them being able to get their hands on the kickouts. Like kickouts under the new rules, they're a bit of a lottery. But Commercials have done really, really well under them. And there they are punching it down again. And winning another one.
What I will say is that they've gone to Micheál Freeney on pretty much every kick out. Now here's Peter McGarry. Now he's in behind. Look at the pace. He's in behind. Is he going to go for goal? He rolls it across the goals. Oh, it's stopped on the line brilliantly. It's the goalkeeper got a foot to that and was stopped on the line by one of the defenders, and away comes Kilsheelan somehow that ball didn't end up in the back of the net. But Peter McGarry's pace once again, as Mark Stokes does really well to keep this ball in play, as Commercials put on the huge press on Kilsheelan and make life very, very difficult, and they've overturned them. And you can see how hungry Clonmel Commercials are for this as they get it off to Shawnee O'Connor. And now here's Seamus Kendi breaking through the middle. He's looking to open up the hand to get a hand pass away, and he does so to Peter McGarry. McGarry now just holding on to possession, but that was a crazy passage of play. Peter McGarry's pace, he could have possibly squared it across the square. He went for the left boot trying to roll it under the keeper, and it was stopped on the line.
Strange, but probably the thing to do was hand pass it across to Shawnee O'Connor for the palm into the net. I think Shawnee kind of hesitated. I think he thought it was going over the line.
Yeah,
I think it might have been Darragh Brennan that got back and just scooped it off the line. But Peter McGarry is everywhere today.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And as you said, he's easy to pick out with those pink boots.
Yeah. And here is Michael Quinlivan on the edge of the D, and it's a rare miscue from Michael Quinlivan, just on the edge of the D on his right foot, but just came off the outside of the right foot and has gone to the right and wide. So 25 and a half minutes gone here in FBD Semple Stadium. Just over 4 minutes. We'll probably get 2 or 3 minutes of injury time, considering the couple of injuries we've had with Evan Comerford and Kevin Fahey being replaced. So maybe about 6-7 minutes left as this kick out to come from Conor Grant in the goals for Kilsheelan. And you'd imagine he could be going to Micheál Freeney, and he is down the middle. It's a great kick out, and Freeney knocks it down to a Kilsheelan man, and away comes Stokes. Mark Stokes now, we mentioned how good he is running with the ball. He's looking to try and get a hand pass away. Now he's just up to the edge of the D, or the edge of the 45, now inside the 45, plays a little hand pass short, and bringing it forward now is Darragh Brennan. Brennan now gets a shout and just sprays it across to Billy Murphy. Billy Murphy now up inside the 45 on this near side. Hand pass goes short to Shane Garland. Takes his eye off the ball momentarily. It falls in behind him, but no one close enough from a Commercials point of view to nick it off him. So away comes Darragh Brennan. He's been forced backwards though by Michael Quinlivan, but good little footwork there to open up the space to get a hand pass away. And in fairness to Quinlivan, he's putting on a bit of a one-man press there, but he's putting the Kilsheelan men under an awful lot of pressure. And now Billy Murphy is under a lot of pressure as he brings the ball forward. Has he been fouled? No, says the referee. And away comes number 10 on this near side. That's O'Connor, Tommy O'Connor. He has a kick pass in fields to Senan Butler. Butler has it now back out the field. It goes to Jamie Roach, trying to get it onto his favourite left boot. He does so. That's a great kick. Is it accurate? It's just across the face of the goals and wide. Some of the Kilsheelan players looking for a free inside. And it's actually come off a Commercials hand. I think it is going to be a 45.
I'm not sure. It did, yeah. But I mean, Jamie should be, his left foot from the cheap seats nearly on this side of the field. You really need to recycle them,
yeah,
because that's a really low percentage shot, and he was just lucky that it took a nip off a fingernail or something on the way, because it didn't deflect the ball anyway at all.
It was one of those ones you wouldn't really see it from our angle with the naked eye, but here is a first 45 of the game for Kilsheelan, and it is going to be Shane Garland taking it, the number 12. So ball plays pretty much bang on the middle of the 45. Gets a good old kick on this. It is heading towards the crossbar and just tipped over by goalkeeper Shane Ryan. He wasn't taking any chances there. That one was coming right at the crossbar. It probably needed a touch of some sort, and over the bar it goes from Shane Garland. So 27 minutes gone, almost 28. 8 points for Commercials, 1-3 for Kilsheelan.
Yeah, you can see, obviously as a former inter-county goalkeeper, 45, the distance is not going to be a problem for Shane Garland. It was a good kick. Shane Ryan did well, because looked like it probably would have hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
Mayhem could have ensued then.
Especially with the square crossbars here in Semple Stadium. There's no real predicting it.
Did the right thing and just tipping it over the bar.
So here is Shane Ryan, ball placed on the tee on the 21 as he tries to float one out to the wing back position. That was a mishap there as it's gone to a Commercials man. It's gone to Shane Garland. He plays it in field now to Jamie Roach, and he just tried to flick it up to himself, but James Morris was there, and Morris has won it back, and you could see what Jamie Roach was trying to do, and again maybe guilty of a low percentage technique.
Yeah, you know, county final day is for pick and shovel men, not for collar and tie men. And Jamie tried to be fancy there when he just needed to bend his back and make sure he got.
He tried to flick it up at the outside of the left boot when it was rolling towards him, rather than maybe just getting the hands down over the ball. And with James Morris lurking around, it's you're not going to get too much time on the ball. So 29 minutes gone exactly, 8 points playing 1-3, and it is Jack Kendi in possession, central position just outside the 45. And he brings it up now to the edge of the arc and hand passes it infield. Ross Peters has found a bit of space, throws up a dummy hand pass. He wins a free. Play on, says the referee. The advantage being played, and Ross Peters kicks over his first point of the county senior football final and extends the lead back to 3 points. 9 points playing 1-3, and a nice score there for Ross Peters.
A nice score, and he's been very good, Ross, in fairness. He's got on a lot of ball, and a nice score. He doesn't score too often, but
more of a shovel man.
Yeah, more of a pick and shovel man. Yeah, but he. Over the last this is their 7th county final in a row, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think there's always been a Peters. If it wasn't his brother Jamie, it was him. They always seem to get on the score sheet on county final day.
Yeah, Ross Peters, so one of my favourite Commercials players to watch in recent years, just always involved in everything they do all over the field. We are going to have 3 additional minutes to come in this first half, and just seeing Evan Comerford walk up the steps below us. He has a lot of tape around his left thigh more so than the knee, so that's something worth noticing there. So away comes Kilsheelan. They've lost out.
Ross Peters with his shoulder to turn over the ball.
And away comes Commercials now, and it's Peter McGarry up to the edge of the arc. He angles up to shoot, then he gets a hand pass away on this near side now to Keane Smith. You know he's going to turn in on the left, and he does. And now he turns back out on the right now, and he's looking for options, and he plays it back to the captain, Seamus Kendi. Kendi now hand passes across the edge of the 45 all the way over there to Dara O'Connor. O'Connor now has a long distance shot in him, but instead he's going to put the foot down and run towards the defence. Plays a 1-2 with his brother Shawnee, and back to Shawnee it goes. Shawnee only needs a half an acre or a half inch of space even, and he hand passes it back to Jack Kendi. Jack Kendi puts a lot of air on that, kicks it high and kicks it over the bar for his 3rd point of the game. Just one of the real sweet kickers of the ball is Jack Kendi, and you're kind of thinking it was a pity he wasn't in the blue and gold of Tipperary this year, because it just really suits him.
That's just beautiful technique, wasn't it? It just it was like watching Shane Lowry with a lob wedge in his hand. It was
so
sweet.
It's
so sweet. It's, no effort whatsoever. Beautiful point.
So 10 points now playing 1-3. We've 31 minutes gone. That kick out goes long and it's broken in behind, and there's a foot race there that only Emma Butler was going to win. He was an absolute rocket over there, but really good defending over on the far side of the field by who else? Only Ross Peters, and bringing this ball forward, and foul there was Dara O'Connor, and he gets a shoulder away, and away comes Commercials again, who are looking to finish this half strong. They lead 10 points to 1-3. We've a minute and a half to go, and Keane Smith has found a bit of space, takes a few feint steps, makes a man fall. Now he's bringing it inside the edge of the arc. Now he's going for a 2-pointer. It is just going to go to the right and wide. Maybe worth a goal given his ability, but it's a chance for Kilsheelan maybe to just slow things down, Anthony, and just get to half-time here.
Yeah, and I think Graham just needs to, extract all the time he can out of this kick out, because they're not getting their hands on enough ball out the field at the moment, so they just need to see it out till half time. They have 1.5 minutes, just 1 minute to go. So
here is goalkeeper Conor Grant. He launches this one into the middle of the field. Lovely catch there by Billy Murphy, timed his jump to perfection. And he hand-passed
it instead of solo and goal.
So
it
it's
comes back for a normal free.
So, and here comes Dara Brennan now, sprays it across to the far side of the field, looking to open the angle up over there, and it's back to Dara Brennan now on the edge of the 45 as he just hands off Rory O'Dowd and makes a little bit of space for Mark Stokes. If Kilsheelan could nick a score before half time, they take a little bit of momentum, down by 4 points. let's see what they can orchestrate here. Here's Billy Murphy, the man who caught that kick out, brings it forward now, looking to survey his options, but just gives it back to Dara Brennan. They're going to make sure Commercials can't get another attack anyway, that's for sure. Here's Dara Brennan now, and gets it off now to Mark Stokes. He's going to put one in around the mixer to Big Mihal Freeney. Good defending. The ball is still there though. It works as far as Senan Butler, and now it's back towards number 7. That's Billy O'Connor. Back it goes to Freeney. Freeney looking to get a shot away. He has been fouled, and good play there from Kilsheelan and from Mihal Freeney, making something out of nothing. But that ball into him, he's such a threat in under those high balls. We saw it with Tipperary this year,
and it was really good from Kilsheelan. They needed to keep the ball for the minute, and they didn't panic. They never really put the ball at risk. Got Mihal into the shooting zone, and he was just pulled back as he was attempting to kick it. So this should be for Shane Garland. This should be an easy enough one-pointer.
He's just at that intersection of the Old D and the 21-yard line. So just left of centre. He kicks this high. There's a bit of spin on that, but it has gone over the bar. And that is his 3rd point of the game and the last point of the first half. So 10 points, playing 1-4 is the half-time score. It is Clonmel Commercials in the lead by 3 points. And very interesting first half of football. Commercials started slow. Kilsheelan got that goal, but after that goal, you'd have to say the rest of that first half dominated by the men in green and gold.
Yeah, I mean, our Commercials have probably had 65% possession in this game, and possibly could have a few more scores on the board. But for the effort and the pace that they break at, Kilsheelan have kept themselves in the game, and the scoreline now at 10-7 is probably a fair reflection on what we've seen so far.
So lots of talking points from that first half of action. We're going to run through all of those after this quick half-time break. But after the first half of action here in the 2025 County Senior Football Final, it is Clonmel Commercials with a 3-point lead, 10 points to 1-4. Half-time analysis after these.
Tipp FM's live coverage of the County Senior Football Final is brought to you by Tipperary County Council. The electoral register has now reopened after the presidential election. Don't miss your chance to vote in future elections. Check and update your details today by visiting checktheregister.ie or by contacting Tipperary County Council directly. Make sure your voice is heard. Check, update, and be ready to vote.
And you're very welcome back to FBD Semple Stadium. Paul Carroll with Anthony Shelly alongside me, and we have watched an entertaining first half of the 2025 County Senior Football Final. It is Clonmel Commercials with a 3-point lead over Kilsheelan-Kilcash. 10 points to 1-4 is the half-time score. The goal for Kilsheelan coming in that first quarter of the game by their number 14, Jamie Roach, after a really good run from Barry Keogh down the end line, hand passed it across the edge of the square and finished home by Jamie Roach from close range. But Commercials bounced back, a 2-pointer from Peter McGarry, a couple of points from Jack Kendi, Shawnee O'Connor, one each from Ross Peters and Keane Smith, has dragged Commercials back into the game and into command. 3-point lead at the half, as a little bit of missed falls here in FBD Semple Stadium. But as we look out, Anthony, it's the Maul Rovers team of 25 years ago, 3 in a row winners, and some real legends of Tipperary football over there as well.
Yeah, they were a special team. The likes of obviously the standout player Declan Brown, but you had Derry Foley, Jimmy Dunn, Robbie Boland, Donald Foley, some really, really good players on that team. And when you hear the names are called out there over the intercom, it just takes you back, and you kind of go, my God, I remember them playing. They were great players.
And they'll be cursing themselves now, because there was not a drop of rain in the first half of that game, and the minute they've come out onto the field, then the mist is starting to fall, and it's getting a little bit heavier here. And
I would say that there's a few lads after getting new suits for the day as well, and they're getting ruined.
And they're being received well over there. Nice crowd over there in the new stand watching on this first half. And the floodlights are on. The field is illuminated down below us, and a couple of the Commercials players and Kilsheelan players out doing their bits of half-time warm-up. But the field is in really, really good condition down there. Couldn't possibly be any better condition for this time of the year. But that first half, Anthony, we talked about it. Kilsheelan started really well, then Commercials started to get a bit of a foothold. But then, as I mentioned, Barry Keogh breaks in behind Ross Slattery down the end line, hand passed it across for a goal. And we were saying it was game on at that point. I think that made it maybe 1-1 to 2 points. but Commercials really took control, and it's their kind of long-range kicking and their kicking ability in general that it's kind of maybe separated them by this 3-point margin.
Yeah, Commercials, they were very comfortable, and the 3 points could really be, they've left a couple of scores behind,
including a goal chance.
A goal chance that I think it was Dara Brennan. It was hard to know. It was such a scramble on the line who got it off. But as we said, maybe Carl Daly should have or Peter McGarry should have tipped it across to Shawnee Peters for the palm in, but went for his own goal, and I think Shawnee thought it was going over the line and kind of left it there, which allowed Kilsheelan to get it off the line. But Kilsheelan have been really, really good to be fair. It's just that on the kickouts they're not getting, it's fairly obvious what they're doing, Paul. It's straight down and up at Micheál Freeney, and maybe they need to vary the kick out a little bit, because Commercials are just getting up and punching it and breaking it down, and 9 times out of 10 Ross Peters is there picking up that break, because he that's what he does, he scraps, and so they probably might need to maybe get a little short one off. I know it's kind of difficult and it can be chancy in this half, but you have to keep Commercials guessing on the kickouts, because they have actually dominated them.
And when they have gone short, we saw that one or two times they did go short. Commercials are pushing on, and remember that passage of play where Kilsheelan did well to break the press, but Commercials are really pushing up on that.
But Kilsheelan have good players. In that situation they didn't panic, and in that last play of the game just before, or of the half, just before half time, they didn't panic, they kept the ball, so they're really, really good at keeping the ball. So I think what the first thing they have to do is make sure that they get their hands on ball, and once they do that, I referenced it there in the first half. I would not be, if I was over Commercials, I would not be happy at the pace that that the players are trying to get back and defend.
Yeah.
They're just strolling back, and you need to get back and get beyond the ball and be facing out, rather than trying to come in over a lad's shoulder and giving away the soft free. So if Commercials stay at that, and Kilsheelan can get their hands on the ball, they certainly have the ability to take this right down to the wire.
Yeah, and just before we go to a second ad break, just 2 players unfortunately replaced during that first half. Both of them are Munster final winners with Tipperary. Evan Comerford in goals. Seems to be some sort of a left thigh injury, as he had to be replaced by number 16 Conor Grant. And on the Commercial side of things, Kevin Fahey went off injured, seemed to be hamstring, and he was replaced by number 18 Thomas Charles. So a substantial loss for both teams there as they go down the tunnel at half time. But 1-4 playing 10 points is the half time score. Clonmel Commercials, as they try to break the record and win a 22nd ever O'Dwyer Cup. They're on pace at the minute to do so, but Kilsheelan will surely have something for them in this second half in FBD Semple Stadium. So we're going to take a quick ad break, and we'll be back with the second half of the County Senior Football Final after these. And you're very welcome back to FBD Semple Stadium. Paul Carroll Anthony Shelly alongside me, and we're ready to go for the second half of the County Senior Football Final. It is Clonmel Commercials against Kilsheelan-Kilcash. We've everyone on the field that we need, bar the referee, so that's just a little thing that both sets of players are waiting on. But they're ready to rock for the second half. Commercials with a 3-point lead, 10 points, playing 1-4. And not something you usually see. Oftentimes you see the referee and the officials out in the middle of the field at half time, and they'll be blowing the whistle waiting for the teams to come out. But unless someone has locked the door to the referee's room down below us, I'm not sure where Shawnee Lonergan has gone. But
normally you'd have the referee knocking on the dressing room door. Come on, hurry up, lads. If I was there, I'd be knocking on his door trying to get my own back.
So here comes Shawnee Lonergan and his officials down below us. So ready to go for this second half here of the County Senior Football Final. Clonmel Commercials, as we said, looking for a 22nd ever title. They're currently level at the top of the Roll of Honour alongside Feathered with 21. And then you have Kilsheelan-Kilcash, 4-time winners, most recently in 1972, looking to bridge a 53-year gap of lifting the O'Dwyer Cup. But one of these teams will be doing that in the next half an hour unless we need extra time. This game will be finished today because the winners will be playing against St Finbarrs of Cork next Saturday, November the 15th, in a Tipperary venue at 1:15 in a Munster semi-final. So that is not too long coming around next weekend. So ready to rock now. Shawnee Lonergan going through all his making sure there's 15 on 15 and making sure everyone is outside the 45. Barmy Hall-Franey and Jack Kendi, who are going to be contesting this throw ball in the middle of the field. So it's left to right is Kilsheelan-Kilcash in the blue and gold jerseys, and in the green and gold jerseys playing from right to left is Clonmel Commercials. So ready to go as Shawnee Lonergan, Moy Rovers man, throws the ball up. Jack Kendi gets a little palm in it, cleverly so, towards Michael Quinlivan. Such a fluid runner with the ball as he hand passes it forward now towards Darragh O'Connor. O'Connor now down below us to our left hand side. He has the run of Ross Peters in front of him. Peters has it now, plays it short to Shawnee O'Connor, gets through a couple of tackles, gets through a third tackle, plays it short now to Peter McGarry. McGarry uses feet work to play it back towards Jack Kendi. Loves using his body with feints and fake hand passes and things like that to open up a bit of space. Instead he spreads it to this near side now to Michael Quinlivan. Quinlivan now cuts inside Emmett Butler onto the right boot, and so good Solon with that ball, gets it out now to Jack Kendi, and he throws up another body feint, gets it off now to Ross Peters outside the edge of the arc as Commercials now really patient with the play. Gives it off to Seamus Kendi, and over again it goes to Peter McGarry. They'll try something on the other side of the field over on the newsstand side as McGarry brings it up to the edge of the arc, gives it short now. A hand pass goes to Shawnee O'Connor and over the top towards Peter McGarry, and back it goes to Shawnee O'Connor. It's Harlem Globetrotter stuff there by Commercials as they get it off now too. It's a shot coming from Peter McGarry with the right boot, and after all that Peter McGarry splits the post for what is his 4th point of the game, and it's 1-4 for Kilsheelan, 11 points now for Commercials, and that was just a real tidy move.
Yeah, we complimented Kilsheelan before the break for their last move and keeping the ball and working it into the right position, and Commercials did the very same there. A really good score.
Kick out now from Conor Grant. Remember, Evan Comerford replaced in the first half through injury, and the sub-goalkeeper goes long, but it's caught there in the middle of the field by Cathal Deely, and away comes Peter McGarry again and Ross Peters. Those two lads probably leading the possession stats so far as Rory O'Dowd gets on a bit of ball, plays it short now to Michael Quinlivan. Quinlivan now holding on to the ball, and as this goes on it makes it harder for Kilsheelan, Anthony, because they'll be eager to get ball in hand as well and get back into this game.
They're all sitting back marking space. They probably need to start going after that ball even at this stage, because if you're going to hand Commercials the ball and not put the pressure on them outside, they will eventually, with the second and third runners, they will eventually pick the lock, and there's not enough aggressive pressing on the ball for my liking at the moment.
Yeah, they're not really laying a glove on the Commercials lads as they play the ball in around the edge of the 45, and now making a run forward is Michael Quinlivan as he eats up the ground in front of him, gets it off, and a shot from distance just goes over the crossbar over on that far side of the field. Trying to see exactly who got that finishing touch on that, but it's gone over the bar for Clonmel Commercials as they extend the lead now 12 points to 1-4.
I think it was Cathal Deely that got that one. Again, really good score, but no pressure on the ball.
Yeah.
They're 5 points down now. They're the ones that need to go aggressively after the ball. Sitting back marking space is not going to win the game for them. You get here once, you might as well have a go.
And this kick out goes long, and it's flicked over the shoulder of a Kilsheelan man and off a Kilsheelan man. It's going to be a line ball for Clonmel Commercials. I'm still staring at that Commercials player who kicked that ball over the bar, waiting for him to turn around. I don't think it was Cathal Deely. Was he on this near side at the time? I thought it was who's over on the far side of the field at the minute, but maybe
it's
not.
Like Thomas Charles over there, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm not.
Thomas wouldn't. I kind of in my own mind blanked out Thomas' score because he normally doesn't.
But it was a brilliant score from whoever got it for Clonmel Commercials. Apologies now that we couldn't quite see their number. But it is Rory O'Dowd on the ball now as Commercials lead 12 points to 1-4. It was Thomas Charles, Anthony, who got it. Thanks to Kevin Hanley there, who showed us the Commercials Twitter feed for that one. And Commercials on the attack again. It's been all Clonmel in this opening 5 minutes of the second half. Here's Michael Quinlivan, gets it forward now, and it's opened up for Darragh O'Connor to have a goal from outside the D, and that one is just going to drag across the face of the goals and wide. So it was Thomas Charles who got that last score. That shot from distance from Darragh O'Connor has gone wide. 12 points to 1-4.
And again, I'll say it again, Kilsheelan are going to have to come out and press the ball, because worryingly from the Kilsheelan point of view, Michael Quinlivan is beginning to get the ball facing the Kilsheelan goal, and if you let that happen too often, we all know what the end result will eventually be.
Yeah, it could be death by 1,000 cuts kind of thing, unless they really have a cut at this, and they have ball in hand now. They went short with that kick out, and now they've worked it up to the middle of the field as they retain possession. Bringing it forward is Mark Stokes. We mentioned his running ability up to the edge of the 45, plays a nice little reverse hand pass, a big collision in there. Ross Peters putting his body on the line on Micheál Freeney, but he's going to tap and go now, and there's a bit of space opening up in front of him, gets it into Barry Keogh, but the hand pass was a real short distance hand pass, and it just fell to the ground, and away comes Commercials. That was a chance for Kilsheelan, Anthony.
It was, and I think it was Jack Hendy got a hand in, and a real vital hand in, but maybe at that stage Micheál might have been better off, rather than the tap and go, just keeping the scoreboard ticking. It was a very scoreable free for somebody of Shane Garland's ability.
So here's Quinlivan now up the other end of the field, up to the 45, as he just skips past players at ease with his eyes facing downfield, gets it off to Shawnee O'Connor. He's blocked, and that ball is going to go into the breadbasket of goalkeeper Conor Grant, and Kilsheelan are going to work it out of the defence now, so they're getting a bit of ball on hand now. 35 minutes gone.
Yeah, much better. I thought that was poor from Shawnee O'Connor. I think everybody in the stand could see that he was going to get blocked down in that shot, and he still tried to take the chance of getting it off, and has gifted possession back to Kilsheelan.
There's Tommy O'Connor looking to kick it into the full forward line. A lovely take there from Barry Keogh as he tries to hand pass it infield to Senan Butler, who was running in behind the defence. Just not enough though on the hand pass, and it's that final third. Kilsheelan are just giving away possession. And now kicked long into the full forward line, and it's Keane Smith in a foot race there with one of the Kilsheelan defenders. That looks like Keane Quinn, and it is going to be Keane Smith who wins it for Commercials. He's playing with an advantage, kicks it back out, and it is going to come back for the free. So Keane Smith just got it in front of Keane Quinn, tried to turn him, he was pulled back, and it's going to be a free coming now for Clonmel Commercials, just outside the 21, but a bit of an angle on it, so not going to be an easy one for Shawnee O'Connor.
He got one very similar in the first half, but it's definitely not an easy score. An easy score from there.
So linesman on this near side, looks like Derek O'Mahony, just making sure he's in the right spot, just on the 21, right at the intersection of the 40-metre arc. So he actually just going to play it short back to Rory O'Dowd.
It would have been a low percentage shot,
and now he's going to try and get it back, and now he has an advantage. He's up to the edge of the arc, he goes through his technique, and that's going to be straight over the bar, and that's really, really well worked by Shawnee O'Connor and Clonmel Commercials. They go back into a lead now of 13 points to 1-4.
Yeah, stop coming on now for Kilsheelan. Billy Murphy's coming off, and Dean Freeney, younger brother of Micheál, is coming on, under 20 player for Tipp last year. A really, really, really bright prospect.
So he's coming on in the county final, looking to try and make something happen. That's a poor kick out that time from Conor Grant. He just didn't get the connection on it. It's gone straight to a Commercials man, and unfortunately for Kilsheelan, that Commercials man is Michael Quinlivan, and he's opened it all up. Michael Quinlivan plays a 1-2. Quinlivan into the back of the net, rolling back the years. Michael Quinlivan plays a 1-2 with Ross Peters on the edge of the 21, breaks in behind, inside the 14, absolutely roofs it. 113 to 1-4, and with 7.5 minutes gone in the second half, Anthony, that just might be that.
It looks like, but what a goal. We referenced earlier, Michael Quinlivan was beginning to get it on the ball facing the Kilsheelan goal, and once he gets turned, here we go again.
And here goes Peter McGarry, and he just gets his foot under that. Is it going to be accurate? It's going to be to the right and wide. It is going to come back for a free. There was a slide tackle in there by one of the Kilsheelan players as a loose ball broke to Keane Smith. Fortunately, Keane Smith is okay, but we've mentioned it before, and you've heard Ronan Quirk mention it an extra time. Quinlivan is just one of those players that if he's playing a game of football, get yourself to that game and watch him play.
Yeah, exactly, and he got a goal in the county final here a couple of years ago, and he ran from the halfway line and just, I think it was against Lockmore, and just glided through everyone and buried it. And you'd say you probably won't see a better goal than that in the county final. That was up there with him, glided past 3 or 4 players, played a 1-2 with Ross Peters, and then just absolutely buried it into the top of the net.
That's the word, isn't it? Gliding. He just glides across.
He doesn't run.
He's so balanced, and he has got that goal.
He's an absolute treat to watch.
So we're just 1,623 is the official attendance here, as this ball has been placed just outside the 45 central position by Jack Kendi. So this is a 2-point free attempt. So let's see what Kendi can do with the right boot. He scored 3 points already in this game. This will be a 2-pointer. 113 playing 1-4. He goes through his routine with the right boot, A lot of backspin on that ball, but straight over the black spot, and it's a 2-pointer for Jack Kennedy. And 115 to 1-4. Commercials really starting to flex the muscles now.
Yeah, you'd say it's good night, Irie, for Kilsheelan. What are they, 10 or 11 points down, 11 points down, and not really penetrating in this second half, not really penetrating the Commercials' defence at all.
No,
there's another kick out straight down the top of Darragh O'Connor.
Yeah, there was a kick out that's gone into 3 Commercials men and only 1 Kilsheelan man there, and Commercials win it. And Commercials just feels like they smell blood now. They're running with a bit more intent, and everyone is trying to get in the positions to have a crack. And here's Keane Smith with that cultured left foot, you'd have to say, and he's swung another one over, and it's just the floodgates have opened now, and away comes Keane Smith with his second score of the game. And we're going to have another substitution. Off goes Shane Garland, and on comes number 12 Mikey Maguire.
It's exhibition stuff now from Commercials. It's Harlem Globetrotters, the way they're moving the ball around, finding space and just kicking their points at ease. Still worryingly from Kilsheelan, there's no pressure being put on these kicks, and if they don't start putting pressure in the kicks, this could end up 15-20 point defeat.
Yeah, and it's not going to get any easier when the subs start rolling on for Clonmel Commercials, because Ross Peters has been replaced by Coleman Kendi. So a hugely experienced player is Coleman as this kick out goes long, and it's another one that's been won by Clonmel Commercials, and they kick along, and it's Shawnee O'Connor plays it off to Quinlivan. Now Quinlivan's in behind. It's a goal chance coming for Rory O'Dowd. He's up to the 14. Good defending. He has been fouled. It is going to be a free just outside the 14 metre line, so it's just going to be a free rather than a penalty. But it is very much floodgates open now.
Absolutely, and you can see the loss that Evan Comerford has been on those kickouts. Evan has huge experience, will know when to slow it down, has a short one in him if it need be. Now they're kind of with Graham in there. They have to go along with everything, and Commercials are just mopping up everything.
Yeah, so it is going to be a kick out coming for Kilsheelan-Kilcash. And what are we now? 41 and a half minutes gone. 117 to 1-4. It was 10 points to 1-4 just 11 minutes ago. So it has just been all Clonmel Commercials. 1-7 in the space of 10 minutes. And that might just be the 1-7 that has swung the county final in their favour. And they've won another kick out as they surge forward now with the...
They have numbers over here as well.
And it's a quick 1-2. They're in behind, and it's going to be just over the crossbar, just across the face of goals, and wide that time. But they're coming in waves, and as I said, it's like they smell blood, and they're all just surging forward now.
Yeah, that was Thomas Charles. He actually, if he got the one that we didn't know who got it, we eventually settled on him. That was a harder one. That should have been over the bar.
So wide it goes from Thomas Charles. 42 minutes 15 seconds gone. 117 to 1-4. It looks like it is going to be Commercials who are going to the Munster Championship and going to lift and it's Micheál Freeney is a really
schoolboy stuff. It's a 50-yard penalty for not getting away from the free, and then complains to the ref and takes up a yellow card.
It's just frustration.
That's complete frustration there. But
from Micheál Freeney, he won the kick out, but it was a clear push in the back of one of the Commercials players, and now it's going to give Keane Smith a chance from the 14 metre line to just tap this ball over the bar, and that's his third of the game. He won't get any easier than that. So 43 minutes gone, 118 to 1-4. And if you were away from the radio for 10-15 minutes, you'd be wondering what's after happening here. 1-8 to no score in the last in the second half.
Yeah, 3 points in it at half time. We were saying it was probably a fair enough result of that, reflection of the game.
Yeah.
But in this half, it's just all Commercials. And here's Micheál Freeney. They eventually got their hands on a kick out.
And a lovely ball by Freeney over towards Jamie Roach on the far side of the field. And it looks like Kilsheelan now are just trying to force goal scoring opportunities if they can. And they've done really well here. And if advantage is being played, that it is going to be played, they might get a goal scoring opportunity. Instead, they're going to take the point if they can. And it is a brilliant score. And is that it's not quite Micheál Freeney. It looks like that is his Liam Freeney. Very similar run on him, but much better play there from Kilsheelan.
Much better play. Was he got Liam Freeney on it? It was a great kick out from Shane Ryan. No, it's not. It's just overhead.
Just over the head of number 4 there, Ross Slattery. And they're going to just go quick, Kilsheelan, and play a ball into the full forward line. And it's more so like NFL style play, both full forwards and full backs waiting for the ball to come down, and it's come off a Kilsheelan hand and gone out wide, so a kick out to come again for Shane Ryan.
Was a bit of a Hail Mary from the sideline ball, but I suppose they have to throw caution to the wind at this stage and try hope for a lucky break in around the square, because they've so little possession in this half, that when they get it, they just have to throw caution to the wind and hope for the best.
So kick out to come from Shane Ryan. He's surveying his options. He's taking his time and he puts his foot through this, looking towards the sideline just in front of Coleman Kendi. So it has gone out over the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball taken quickly now, and it's towards Micheál Freeney. He's under a bit of pressure from a couple of Commercials players, and he's lost out to Ross Slattery. Slattery coming out of defence now, trying to get a hand pass away, and gets it off now towards Seamus Kendi. He battles his way back out of a couple of tackles, and Kilsheelan have a lot of bodies around Ross Slattery. Have they overturned him? It looks like they have, and it is going to be a free in.
Kilsheelan, they got the Ross Slattery took a touch, and they got 5 or 6 bodies in around him. If they had been doing that down in the defensive area earlier on, they may not be as far behind, but that's much better from Kilsheelan.
Seamus Kendi and Micheál Freeney getting to know each other down below there, but it is going to be a free in to Kilsheelan as Senan Butler and Ross Slattery exchange a few pushes into the chest, but it's going to be a free in. And you'd imagine there's no real cards or anything of that nature. That was just holding of the jerseys from both players.
Handbag stuff from both.
Although Seamus Kendi looks like he might need a new jersey. It looks like his one has kind of ripped us under there. So it is going to be a yellow card, I think, coming. In fairness, he was the one who went over to Micheál Freeney and got a good old grab of his jersey. And it looks like Seamus Kendi has been yellow carded. And it's going to be a 2-point attempted free now. Just about 10-15 yards in from the sideline on this near side. It's an angle that suits a left-footed kicker.
Jamie Roach certainly has it in his locker if he connects with it.
Yeah, he is a left-footed kicker now, just on the edge of the arc now as he makes the angle a bit more favourable. He cuts across that one, and it's just wide at the near post from Jamie Roach. Just a 4th wide of the game for Kilsheelan-Kilcash as we enter the last quarter of this county senior football final. 46.5 minutes gone, 118 to 1-5.
Yeah, Jamie would be disappointed with that. You'd always be coaching Les not to miss it the near post, and he just pulled right across it.
So Shane Ryan, another kick out coming for him. Ball placed on the tee, central position on the 21. He's going to put the foot through it now on this near side. He's looking for Coleman Kendi, and straight into the breadbasket it goes, and Rory O'Dowd pirouettes out of a couple of challenges, gets it away to Coleman Kendi. Coleman Kendi now into the middle of the field to Jack Kendi. Jack now to Darragh O'Connor, and a hand pass it forward to Michael Quinlivan. Quinlivan brings this ball forward now, and just so comfortable bringing it forward while he's soloing. And he's just going to take the sting out of that attack now, because Kilsheelan got a couple of bodies back, so he's going to hold on to it and give it off to Jack Kendi. Jack Kendi now to Rory O'Dowd, one of the real facilitators of this Clonmel Commercials attack. Pops up in areas very similar to Ross Peters and just, as I said, facilitates the play, pops hand passes off, opens up space for others. And here's Michael Quinlivan. Hand pass to Seamus Kendi, whose jersey is barely staying on him. It's pretty much off his right shoulder. It's so
a little off the shoulder number at the moment.
And here's Rory O'Dowd now back to Michael Quinlivan. Quinlivan now brings this ball forward. 47 minutes, 42 seconds gone in a real calm November evening here in Thurles. It is 1-5 for Kilsheelan, 1-18 for Clonmel Commercials. The goal scorers Michael Quinlivan and Jamie Roach. Michael Quinlivan with a real memorable goal, took it off on the 45, took off, played a 1-2 on the edge of the 21, and from the 14-yard line rifled it in under the crossbar in the Killinane end for a real special county final goal. Commercials readying number 24 down beneath us. That is Sean Kendi. He's ready to come on when this ball goes out of play. Here's Peter McGarry, a real star of the game so far, particularly that first half, and Jack Kendi now. And you feel, Anthony, the sting has really gone out of this game now.
Yeah, this 2 minutes to play there, Commercials just throwing the ball around, and a point there. It finishes up with a point from Michael Quinlivan.
Brilliant score from Michael Quinlivan. 1-1 for him now today.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, as has Ross Peters and Peter McGarry. They've had good performances all over the field, and with their second half performance, they're good value for that 10 or 11 point lead.
So here's Sean Kendi now ready to come on. No, he's going to have to wait another bit as this puck out is taken. Sorry, puck out, kick out even. from Conor Grant, and again it's Commercials who win it though, and they just keep it in play, and Keane Smith has it now, and there's Thomas Charles, and there's bodies surging forward, and it goes through the hands lovely up to Keane Smith now on the edge of the 21 with the left boot, just taps it over for his 4th point of the game. That's Commercials at their best right there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful score, and you know what? It could have ended up in goal if they really needed it.
Yeah.
You know, it had opened up in front of King Smith, and he just decided to tap it over the bar. But a beautiful score from Commercials. Sean Kennedy on the field now, brother of Seamus, and a good player in his own right.
Yeah, and Cathal Deely is being replaced there, and Cathal Deely, kind of an injury struck here for him with Tipperary, but you can see his just athletic ability, and he had a fine game out there too.
He is. He's an animal of a young man. He gets through some amount of work, and you couldn't get to the end of him at training. He'd stay going all day, and but he was plagued with injury towards the end of the Tipp season. You know, probably told there that's why he's not finishing out the game.
Yeah, of course, Commercials barring disaster here now in turn the sporting sense, they're 15 points up with 10 minutes to go. They'll be playing St Finbarrs of Cork, and of course they are a team including Hurler of the Year nominee Brian Hayes, and a real fine footballer, former inter-county footballer as well, so a very talented team coming to a Tipperary venue next week, and probably Semple Stadium. I think Commercials tend to like to play their games there, but unless they want to play it down in Clonmel,
they had back in 2015. They played a couple of those monster games down in Clonmel.
Breaking through now is Coleman Kennedy. He's up to the 14 as he fouled. The foul started outside the 14
before he was pulled down.
So it is going to just be a 21-yard free. None of the Commercials players are overly argumentative with referee Shawnee Lonergan, so Shawnee O'Connor is just going to tap this ball over the bar. But that's going to be interesting to see where Tommy Morrissey and co decide they want to play that game next weekend.
Yeah, I suppose I'm sure they haven't done it yet, but they may have a look at the video of St Finbarrs tomorrow and see will the smaller pitch suit Commercials, or will the big pitches or will the big pitch in Semple suit them better. So I say that's not a decision that they would be making until tomorrow.
So it's going to be the 22nd ever. We're going to have a substitute down below us for Kilsheelan in the next minute or two. That is number 26, Rue Kelly, preparing himself to come on, but not just yet, as Conor Grant sends another kick out long into the middle of the field. He must feel like he's taking kick-outs into a wind turbine at the minute, because they're all just coming straight back at him. But Kilsheelan have retained possession this time and played forward to Mark Stokes, but it's a real loose hand pass towards Mark Stokes, and it's cut out there by Darragh O'Connor, who's really settled into the middle of the field with this Commercials team, another one of the younger players on this panel.
Yeah, to be fair to Conor Grant and his kickouts, he is hitting his target area most of the time. It's just Commercials are dominating in the air.
Oh, lovely kick pass forward now towards Senan Butler, and he's just beaten to that ball by a combination of James Morris and Ross Slattery. And that full back line, in fairness, Anthony, we thought maybe they looked a bit shaky in that for the goal, let's say, where Barry Keogh got in around the back of him, but for a real young full back line, I think you're talking 20, 21, 23, and Shane Ryan in the goals at 20, 21 years of age as well. Very young full back line, but they look very comfortable and experienced back there.
They're all good players, I suppose.
Ty Condon and...
You know, Kilsheelan probably haven't asked them enough questions, probably haven't got the ball in there enough times, but certainly in the second half, you know, they've looked like the old veterans in there.
And ball forward towards Shawnee O'Connor, and he retains possession, gets it back to Peter McGarry. McGarry plays it short to Coleman Kennedy now. Left-footed kick pass is just intercepted as he puts up his left hand to apologise to the intended target, Keane Smith, and away comes Micheál Freeney. Hand pass in field now to Dara Brennan. He retains possession well, and hand passes off to this near side to Barry Keogh, the man who set up the goal in that first half. He brings it across the 65. Coming up now on his right hand side off his shoulder is Emmett Butler. He's going to hold on to it though. Barry Keogh just lost his footing momentarily, and he took a bit of an awkward step there, and he's back up on his feet. And here's Senan Butler. A lovely bit of play from Senan Butler with the left boot. Is that going to curl in? It's just going to drop into the hands of goalkeeper Shane Ryan, who just gives a hand pass to James Morris, who just took his eye off the ball just as Shane Ryan hand passed him the ball. But fortunately there was other Commercials bodies there, as it is just descending into a bit of a challenge match feel, very loose play.
I think James Morris was expecting Shane to come off in a solo run, but, and Shane just said no, and just a little mix up. Just for a second there was an opening there, but it was well recovered by James Morris in the end.
So here is Michael Quinlivan crossing his own 65. 53 and a half minutes gone. 121 to 1-5. The second half scoreline reads 111 to a point, and much of it is to do with this man, Michael Quinlivan. What a pass. Gets it off to Shawnee O'Connor, and he's going to maybe show a bit of mercy and just take his point, but you just run out of ways to describe Michael Quinlivan.
Once he gets turned facing for goal, it's just a treat to watch. And he could have taken his own score there as well, like if he wanted to, and just let it off. It's just impossible to stop. Rowan Perk was right. You pay the admission just to come in and see him alone.
And coming on is Joe Higgins, who had a really, really positive campaign with the Tipperary under-20s this year. And he's coming on in place of another Tipperary under-20, Dara O'Connor. Senan Butler has been replaced there by Rue Kelly. And we do have another substitution for Kilsheelan coming on for Senan Butler. I didn't quite see what number was that substitution who come on there for Kilsheelan, but they have another substitution on the field. So 54 minutes, 52 seconds gone. 1-5 for Kilsheelan, 122 for Clonmel Commercials. And we are 5 minutes to go before Clonmel Commercials are officially crowned the county senior football champions for a record-breaking 20-second time. Here's Shawnee O'Connor, brings it forward now to Coleman Kendi. Bit of space in front of Coleman now. He's going to just stay going, running towards the end line with the left boot. Would be a fine score, and it's a lovely score from Coleman Kendi. Made it look so easy with that left boot. He adds himself to the score sheet, and that is now 26 points to 8. 123 to 1-5.
Yeah, when Coleman throws it up, it generally only goes one spot, and that's over the bar. I think it was maybe 2 years ago, the last time they won the county final. He had 14 shots a goal that year, and he got 14 points. But he's had one shot today.
Efficient.
And he's got his point.
So, kick out goes short now as Kilsheelan work it through the hands. And Commercials now, just Michael Quinlivan down, just exercising his calf there and just stretching it out on the ground, so that might be something Tommy Morrissey has a look at, because Ryan Lamb is preparing himself to come on down below us. But working it from left to right now is Dara Brennan. And for Kilsheelan, Anthony, it's been a really, really good year for them. Speaking to Keith O'Brien in the lead up, he talked about progressing and finally getting a win over a top team like Lockmore Castleiney, but this was just a step too far today.
Yeah, county final day is hard. They're not, I think there's what, 16 or 17 points in it at the moment, and they're not 16 or 17 points team worse than Commercials. Commercials have been outstanding. Kilsheelan, their achievement was getting here. I know how they feel. We got here in 2019, and we were beaten by 20 points, and got back here again with J.K. Brackens in 2023, and I think it was 13 points. So, it can be a long day on the sideline for those lads, but, today's performance doesn't make them a bad team or anything like it. They were a seriously good team. They just need to, sometimes they might need to lose one to win one, and they'll be back. They're a top 3 team in Tipp at the moment. They've beaten Lockmore. That could have gone either way on the day, but those 3 teams are way ahead of everybody else at the moment.
And it's just been a substitution. Ryan Lamb is onto the field in place of Michael Quinlivan. Quinlivan leaves the field with 1-1 to his name, and that free is going to be brought up 50 yards by referee Sean Lonergan. A bit of dissent from the frustrated Kilsheelan forwards at the minute as they give away a free.
Not handing the ball back, I'm not sure he ever had possession of it to hand it back. I think he just that might have been a harsh 50 yards.
So, brought forward it has been, and away comes Clonmel Commercials once more, and a lovely take and turn from Keane Smith. He's playing with an advantage, as he might try and pop over a point himself. Instead it goes off to Peter McGarry. He's going to have a goal, because why not? They're playing with the advantage, and that one has gone to the left and wide, I think, and it is going to come back for the free.
Keane Smith will have a goal with the left leg on this one.
Yeah, it's a angle that suits a left-footed kicker, and Keane Smith, first year up senior with Tipperary this year, such an impressive player.
Phil give him a free roll, and he was outstanding for Tipp. He was everywhere.
I think, was it here against London where he had that first time maybe playing in that free role, and he got on so much ball.
And linked to play all day long.
Yeah.
He's just such a beautiful kick passer in the ball. Every time he gives a kick pass, it's a one-hop kick pass in front of the man, and just a fabulous player.
So here is Keane Smith now. He's going to be taking this just inside the arc, so it's just going to be a 1-pointer. And he took it on the edge of the arc, so let's see what the referee deems it as. It is a 2-pointer, and what a kick that was from Keane Smith. 6 points for him now on county final day, and it is a 20-point lead.
I thought that free was inside the arc, and it was a normal free. So
yeah,
it shouldn't have been allowed to be brought back out, because you can only bring it back out when it's a 50.
Kick out just
when it's a 50-yard penalty.
Yeah, that kick out didn't go the 40 metres, and now
it has to go outside the big arc, and it didn't.
Commercials are in for a goal if they want it, and it looks like they do want it. They play it through the hands. Oh, what a block on the line that was from a Kilsheelan defender, and it has gone wide for a finish. Unbelievably so. Peter McGarry,
I think it was Jess Manigan got it off the line. It was an unbelievable block.
Peter McGarry must have thought, this is my chance to get another goal in a county final. The goal was open as he saw it, and as he panned it goalwards, just a blue jersey came from over his right shoulder out of nowhere to just keep it out. I think it was Jason Madigan who ended up in the net himself but kept the ball out of it, and a brilliant defensive play there from Jason Madigan. But 59 minutes 54 seconds gone, 125 to 1-5. You wouldn't have believed it at half time when there was just 3 points in it, and away comes Micheál Freeney. Now he has bodies in front of him as he kicks it forward, but still tracking back at this time is Jack Kendi, and he just might be held up in possession. It is going to be a free out. We're going to have 2 additional minutes to come. 60 minutes 15 seconds gone here, and Commercials are going to be the county senior football champions for a 22nd ever time.
Jack Kendi has played that deep role very well. He's cut out a good few they've been infrequent, but he's cut out any kind of Kilsheelan attack in the second half. He's sat deep and played it very well.
I can tell you the full-time result from the Munster Club Junior Football Championship quarter-final. Clonmel Oak taking on Clymer of Clare. Clonmel Oak 4-8. Clymer 1-7, so a big 10-point win there for Clonmel Oak as they go marching on to a Munster semi-final, and hoping to do well in Munster next weekend is going to be Clonmel Commercials, as they will play St Finbarrs once it is confirmed in the next 60 seconds that they're county champions. They lead 125 to 1-5, and they're on the attack again over on that far side of the field. It's Ryan Lammy, hand passes it infield. Now there could be another scoring chance, could be a goal chance. Instead it's tapped over the bar by the man in those bright orange boots, or bright green boots even. It's Sean Kendi. He pops it over the bar with the left boot, and 126 to 1-5. It has just been the most one-sided second half you're likely to see. Commercials just on a different level. Yeah,
one or two of those commercial players really like their fluorescent boots, don't they? You know? Yeah, it's been a masterclass the second half for Commercials, and Kilsheelan can't live with them. A lot of it has come from those kickouts, which sometimes can become a lottery.
Yeah.
Particularly under the new rules, but Commercials, they're a big team. So
yeah.
And thought maybe if Kilsheelan made a mistake early on in the second half, and particularly through the first half as well, was their kick-out was very predictable, and once Commercials got everything was down top to Micheál Freeney, and once Commercials got to grips with that, it has been one-way traffic.
I think that is going to be all she wrote. There goes the full-time whistle. Clonmel Commercials are the county senior football champions for 2025, and they have set the new record, 22-time county senior football champions now. They stand alone at the top of the Tipperary Roll of Honour, and they've finished off what has been a very, very difficult season with a huge, massive win, as a lot of their players go straight in to Shane Ryan, the goalkeeper, of course the son of the late great Philly Ryan, and a really difficult few weeks for Clonmel Commercials, Anthony, but a huge, huge win for the club and for all those players.
They're a phenomenal club, and I'm just looking, as you say, nearly every player has gone straight into Shane Ryan there, and it must be a hugely emotional day for Shane. Like, I mean, he'll be delighted with the win, but how he would love to be going home to celebrate this with Philly, and how Philly would love to have been celebrating it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'd be surprised if there's only one man going up to collect this cup, and that'll be Shane Ryan. Seamus Kendi is the captain, but either the two of them will collect it, or Seamus.
Yeah, well, Seamus Kendi might need to get a new jersey as well. I'm not sure if the jersey he's on him now is maybe PG friendly for the photos he's going to have when he's lifting the cup. It's ripped down the middle, but he's on the field, and he's going to be winning an 8th county medal for Seamus Kendi, for Kevin Fahey, for Michael Quinlivan. they're the top of the roll of honour, but they've got a lot of success in the last 10-15 years, and it's because of this kind of group of players that they've built on. That even as as been mentioned in the last few years, that Philly Ryan has had a huge part to play in all these players. But this has been a transformative, a golden era for Clonmel Commercials.
It is. You know what? They might even consider this one slightly ahead of their time, because we've referenced it a few times during the commentary that they are a young team. They might have thought that they might have had to rebuild for another couple of years, but here they are with 12, 13 players under the age of 20, 22, which means they'll probably be around for a good while yet if they can hold on to them. But look, they've been a phenomenal club. They're particularly over the last 15, 20, 23 titles, and the likes of Seamus Kennedy, Kevin Fahey, Michael Quinlivan, Donald Lynch. I think they're the four. That might be their eighth county final. There's not many people have 8 county medals. In
unbelievable.
Hurling or football, and that's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I think they might actually be the only people I would guess. I think 7. They might have set the record even 2 years ago when they won 7. So 8 is just an incredible number for those lads to get.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the club had any more than 5.
Yeah,
and so when they went to 6, it was obviously a record, and then 7. And I'm not sure, there might be a few of the Mile Rovers lads with 7 or 8 as well.
Yeah,
but,
and then hurling, I think maybe some of the Toomevara lads have a nice haul as well.
Yeah, and if you go back through the years, I'm sure the Tortosaurus lads from the 60s would have a nice haul as well. And Jimmy Doyle might have had 9 or 10, but to get 8, to be on the road since 2012, and winning your 8th title in 2025, 7 in a row, they've won 5 of the last 7. That's just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal level of consistency.
Well, the horns go off here to indicate the players to go over and accept the cup. Seamus Kennedy has gone over there. I think it is going to be Jonathan Cullen presenting him with the cup over on that far side of the field, and the Commercials players are just slow to make their way over to the new stand and accept the cup. There are all the Commercials club people out in the field celebrating with their players that have brought them so much success. It is a Munster quarter-final they're going to be playing in next Saturday against St Finbarrs, but they'll surely enjoy this one. A real special win for Clonmel Commercials in the 2025 County Senior Football Final. 126-15 is the full-time score. But Seamus Kennedy is just shaking hands over there, and they haven't got him a new jersey, so I'm sure that one might be one for the clubhouse, the framed jersey of Seamus Kennedy ripped, and he's going to be accepting the cup.
And of all the county finals they've won, and particularly with the emotion of the last 3 weeks, I think this one will feel a bit more special to them. They got together short Saturday after Philly's funeral, and it was an emotional training session from what I heard, and they all spoke about Philly, and
that's only 2 weeks ago you're talking about.
And I think they kind of put it to bed then, and it was like, you know what, we'll just do it nice and quietly for him, and the emotion will come out after they won. So I would be surprised if Philly's name was mentioned in the dressing room beforehand, but my God, it will be mentioned in the dressing room.
Yeah. It's a difficult thing to balance, because all of those players are dealing with a level of grief to varying degrees, and will feel they have a job to do on the field and get the win. They'll feel like as well that they want to honour the great Philly Ryan and do it for him, but that can bring a lot of pressure when you think like that. So I'm sure Tommy Morrissey and the management team would have been trying their best to balance that. And
it was like, as Fergal O'Callaghan, David Lavin and Tommy were really good friends of Philly as well. So they had their own job. They had lost one of their best friends, and they had to get back on the field and try look after 32 lads and get their heads right when they were probably struggling to get their own heads right. And you can only tip your hat to them. They've done a really good job, and the way they played there in the second half, Philly would have improved to that. Never take a backward step, and keep it nice and simple, and that's exactly what they did. And while they did outclass Kilsheelan in that second half, from us up here, some of the moves were just a joy to watch. That goal was worth the admission fee alone.
Yeah, if you haven't been able to be here today, you'll probably see that clip of Michael Quinlivan's goals at some stage. Just such class, and form is temporary. They say class is permanent. Michael Quinlivan has never lost his form, and he'll never lose his class, that's for sure, because that run was just absolutely scintillating down through the middle of the field. We talked about how he kind of glides over the ground. It's the balance he has in his running. He's never off balance, whether he's soloing, whether he's with the ball, whether he's without the ball, off his left foot or his right foot. He's just a real pleasure to watch.
And that's it. And if you're facing him as a defender, you don't know what to do, because he can go either side of you.
Yeah. He's probably bigger than you. He's probably quicker than you.
And he's coming at pace, and it's the length of his stride, and he's just a superb player. He's he got his All-Star in 2020. It's no coincidence that he's an All-Star, because that's what that's the level of ability he has.
I'm sure he'll probably have a few missed calls from Niall Fitzgerald over the next few to try get him back in the Tipperary jersey.
So he's living in Dundalk now, so I don't think he'll get him back in the Tip jersey. And he's married up in Dundalk. So
just shows his commitment to the club, that he's still going.
The Quinlivans have put Martin Quinlivan Blossom, as they call him. He's the chairman of the club, and his sister Sally played with the club, with the ladies team for years as well. The Quinlivans have put a huge amount of effort into Clonmel Commercials. So they're a great family, and a great Gaels.
Yeah, and Commercials players have eventually made their way over to the steps of the new stand over there, and we're just about ready for the presentation. We'll just stay with us for the presentation here, but it is Clonmel Commercials' 22nd ever time they've won the county senior football title, and that is a new record. They go they go ahead of Feathered now. They were level on 21, now they have won 22, and here's Jonathan Cullen to do the presentation, which, in fairness to Jonathan, I don't think this was the plan for him coming in today, but he has been handed that duty, and he's about to present the O'Dwyer Cup to Clonmel Commercials captain Seamus Kennedy. But let's hear the words from Jonathan Cullen.
Being a fantastic sponsor on this fall and walking with them going forward as well. And FBD are recommended here today for your well-aligned practice managers on that. We also thank the FBD Semple Stadium committee and the groundsman here at Semple Stadium for having the pitch and the facility here for the team condition once again. We're very lucky in Tipperary that we have fantastic clubs and fantastic stadiums. But we are also lucky to have fantastic officials and referees. And today's game was refereed by one of our top officials in Tipperary. And I congratulate Clonmel and the officials on a fantastic job well done.
So Jonathan Cullen just mentioning all the officials, including referee Sean Lonergan, his fourth county final he refereed today, and the third one of those that Clonmel Commercials have won.
I just got a text from Ronan Quirk there, Paul, to tell us that the Rattler Horns had 12 county medals.
So Seamus Kennedy and the lads have a few more.
They're only trotting after the Rattler.
They have a bit of work to do yet, as we see Evan Comerford there just limping off the field down below us. Huge loss for Kilsheelan, of course, went off injured in that first half. A lot of ice kind of taped around his, looks to be left thigh, just kind of upper area of the left thigh there. So obviously some sort of quad issue there for Evan Comerford, you would guess, but
he was a game changer, Paul.
Yeah.
And, it may not have. He may not have got a different result, but Evan going off, his experience of just organising the line in front of you, his kickouts and the variety of kickouts that he would have been able to bring when things were under pressure, it certainly was a game changer for Kilsheelan.
So a few words there for Kilsheelan-Kilcash, and a big day for them as well, a first county final since 1982 or 1981 even, and they'll hope they'll be back here in another few years.
Yeah, as I said, you know exactly how they feel like we can here in 2019. You know, thinking we had a chance and went away losing by 21 points as well. Like, and you know, it's a bitter pill to swallow on the day, but they are the second best team in Tipp this year.
An exhibition of football, as Jonathan Cullen called it, and that's really what it was. Some of them scores in the second half from Commercials was just incredible. They won that second half 116 to a point after just being 3 points up at the half, and they were truly dominant and well worthy of the crown of county senior football champions for 2025.
Yeah, if you were to be a small bit critical of Kilsheelan, like, yeah, they got 116 in that half. Some of the scores were actually too easy, that they were so conscious of not leaving space in front of the goal that you know, that they were leaving space outside. And you know, when you have Jack Kennedy and Peter McGarry, Michael Quinlan, these lads, you're giving them the ball, you know, 35 yards of goal is any goal.
And Seamus Kennedy has called over Shane Ryan to help him lift the O'Dwyer Cup. And there is a proud moment for Clonmel Commercials, the 22nd time in the club's history. They are the county senior football champions, and a special moment there. You just felt the leader that Seamus Kennedy was, that he was going to bring Shane Ryan over to help him lift that cup and create history. Here's Seamus Kennedy.
Next to that, one of the race. Forward, Highland, left down. Well, he's even scrolled on. And if we ever get that yesterday. And I know the last 2 weeks we worked for even more and more. So Highland, I'm so much for everybody. The group of players in front of me, fight for the spot for the other time after. Paul and Long meet now in December. And with all hard conversations, a few months since then, you have to win the outline. So I think I just award today. Well done, guys. And you're great award today. And well done. I just want to mention straight there, especially. Paul Carroll has been followers of this group over the years. Really dearly. And our talk to cracking on there for the hard team today. But I know you're on the top there, but we didn't make a minute. But we can't wait to see back to the ring goal again. So let's look at it. The man takes it all out. But that's what this man could go commercial for. But seeing how he's coming up with the best this room to this goal the last few weeks. Like, no one else knows what this goal means for them. That's what the group players mean for them as well. And that man is Johnny Martin. Finally, it's not really unbelievable because this last 2 weeks in particular are all here. And so is the light for you. They're back here today and Anthony Commercials. So well done, tonight. So well done, Tommy. Finally, to everybody Clonmel Commercials, our 22nd county title, we're not going to hold the honor, but this one means more, because this one is for free right. And it's message to the players of our league that the Clonmel Commercials were small in family, and that's like the family, and that's exactly what we are. And on that note, I want to see everybody back in the tonight. And we've got a company like the 22 for free right.
So those were the words of Seamus Kennedy, the captain of Clonmel Commercials. A really lovely speech, Anthony. He's a true leader of this club and of this group of players, Seamus Kennedy.
He's just an unbelievable leader, Paul. You know, even I remember Philly telling me Seamus didn't play last year, so he missed the county final last year because he was injured with that cruciate, and Philly used to say he was still probably their best player because the leading that he was doing off the field, he was down at every training session.
Yeah.
He was taking the dressing room. You know, he was leading the lads, even though he wasn't going to be any part of it at all. And absolutely, you know, a brilliant player. More importantly, a brilliant man.
Yeah, and a really lovely speech. Anthony, many thanks for your co-commentary with myself, Paul Carroll, for this historic county senior football title as Clonmel Commercials top the roll of honour now with their 22nd ever title. And this one, as Seamus Kennedy said in his speech, just means more, and owed it to the late great Philly Ryan there in that speech. Well, Clonmel Commercials are the county senior football champions for 2025. They have beaten Kilsheelan-Kilcash comprehensively. Full-time scoreline here in FBD Semple Stadium is 126-15.
Paul, thank you very much for that. Yeah, what is